Hello dear students, I am Dr. Saikat Viswas and I will be taking Unit 5 and Unit 6 of your syllabus. The Unit 5 we will be learning about the echinodermates as well as the hemichordates. So Unit 5 is actually the continuation of the first 4 units where you will be learning about the classifications of the non-chordates. So I will not be starting Unit 5 right now. I will start with Unit 6 first and continue with Unit 5 after you learn the basics of animal classification. So in this lecture, I will be starting with the Unit 6. In Unit 6, if you know the syllabus, in Unit 6 deals with the parasitology. So we will be learning about different topics of parasitology and we will be learning about the different parasites. The first topic of Unit 6 is parasitism. I will be starting with parasitism in this lecture. But what I have planned is that I will divide the topic parasitism into 2 parts. Today will be the first part where I will give a basic idea of different types of biological interactions among animals, and I will continue with the parasitism in the next part or in the next lecture. So today I will start with the different types of biological interactions. So let me write the topics. I will start with biological interactions. Now, why I have started with biological interactions? Why not directly with parasitism? Because to understand parasitism, you first should know about the different types of biological interactions which is occurring among the different animal groups. So we should first know about the different types of biological interactions, and then we'll continue with the parasitism lecture or the parasitism part of it. So what do you mean by biological interactions? Let me give an example. Let us assume this is a forest, and in the forest there are different animals which are residing together. They are sharing a common habitat, that is the forest. So there can be different types of herbivores. For example, there can be deers, there can be zebra, there can be bisons. So all they share the common habitat, that is the forest. And while sharing the common habitat or while living together in a forest, they interact with each other. Now, what do you mean by interaction? Interaction does not mean they talk with each other. Interaction means the presence of one group of animals, they somehow influence the other groups of animals. Whether the presence of a species may be beneficial to the other species, or the presence of one species may be harmful to the other. For example, if in a forest, for example, there are carnivores like tigers and there are herbivores like deers. Now, how they interact with each other, the interaction between a tiger and the interaction between a tiger as well as a deer. So I am talking about an interaction between a tiger and the interaction between a tiger and a deer. What will be the ultimate outcome of these interactions? When a tiger and a deer is present together, what will be the ultimate outcome of the interaction? The tiger will kill the deer. So over here you can see the interaction is there, but it is beneficial to tiger and harmful to the deer. Similarly, there can be some interactions in the animal kingdom where the interaction, the presence of one animal also helps the other animal, something like that. So we'll talk about all these different types of interactions. Our main aim is to learn about parasitisms. Parasitism, we'll see that it is also a type of interaction among the host and the parasites, which are the 2 different species. We'll come to that. But before that, let us know a little bit about biological interactions. Now, as I have said in giving an example, that biological interactions, the species interact. Whether always 2 different species interact with each other or whether the members of the same species can also interact with each other. So based on who are interacting with each other, so let me write it over here. So I am saying that one species, they are interacting with other species. So let me write like this, a simplified term, species interaction. So species interaction or this biological interaction can be of two types. So we can divide this species interactions or this biological interaction into two types. So it can be classified as, we can say it's inter-specific interaction or it can be intraspecific interaction. Now, what is the difference between these two? I have said that biological interaction or species interaction can be generally of two types. It can be interspecific interaction or intraspecific interactions. Now, what do you mean by interspecific interaction? It's very easy to understand this. Whenever I say interspecific interaction or interspecies interaction, that means the interaction between two different species. Like we say that international match. What do you mean by international match? International match between two different nations. Like India is playing with, say, England, and that is an international match. For example, so that means what? The match is between two different nations. Similarly, interspecific interaction means what? The interaction is between two different species. So the interaction between two different species. The interaction is between the two different species over here. Now, what do you mean by intraspecific interaction? Intraspecific means the interaction over here, the interaction is between the members of the same species. So over here, the interaction is between the members of the same species. So you have to understand this. Species interaction or biological interaction can be divided into two types. One is interspecific interaction or interspecies interaction, or the other one is intraspecific interaction or intraspecies interaction. Interspecific interaction means the interaction between two different species. Intraspecific interaction means the interaction between the members of the same species. Let me take an example. So the example of interspecific interactions, what I have given you just now, is that the interaction between a tiger and a deer. Tiger and deer. It can be tiger is one different species, deer is a different species, tiger kills the deer and feeds on it. So that's a type of interaction. So that's the example between of interspecific interaction. There are many examples. I will give many examples in the simultaneous lectures, but let me give an example of a intraspecific interaction. Intraspecific interaction means the interaction between the members of the same species. For example, you know that there are groups of animals and they hunt together. So there are a group of, let us say, some wild dogs are there, and what they do is that they hunt together, they help each other, they hunt together. So hunting together, they are interacting with each other, they are hunting in a group. So that becomes an intraspecific interaction. So all the members of the same species, they are interacting with each other. There can be some opposite type of interactions also. The members of the same wild dogs may fight with each other for a food. So that can also be a type of interactions. And as the dogs are of the same species, we can say those are intraspecific interactions. That means what? The members of the same species are interacting with each other. They are fighting among each other, like humans, we fight with each other. We can say, okay, that's a type of interaction. That's a type of intraspecific interactions. Human is fighting with a human. So that's a type of intraspecific interaction. You have to understand these two concepts first. What is interspecific interactions and what is intraspecific interactions? Now, you have to also understand one more point over here. Interactions between the same members of a species or between two species may be beneficial or may be harmful. May be beneficial for both, may be harmful for both, may be beneficial to one of them. Like over here, tiger is getting benefited by killing a deer, but deer is getting it is harmful for the deer because it is getting killed. So you have to understand this thing. Interactions may be, this type of interactions may be beneficial, may be harmful, or the interactions may be neutral. So we'll come to those. I'll give you some examples where interactions are beneficial, interactions are harmful, or interactions are neutral. We'll come to that. So this is the first part you should understand. I hope you have understood this part, that there are two types of interactions between animals or between species. Between plants also there are interaction. The plants, see, let us say there is a forest, let us say again, and there are species of plant and they compete for sunlight. Means you will see plants growing towards sunlight. Now, even they compete for the nutrients which is present on the ground. So there can be, some examples, I hope, that there are some plants present which is growing in a specific area, does not allow other plants to grow. So it is actually creating a type of interaction with other plants and not allowing them to grow over there. So there can be interaction between plants as well. There can be interaction between plants and animals as well. There can be interactions between animals and animals as well. So this concept of interactions should be clear before understanding parasitism, which will come later on, but you should understand this part beforehand. Now, as you have understand the different types of biological interactions, we will try to learn about the different types of interactions which occurs between the species or in between the same members of the same species. So we'll talk about the different types of biological interactions. What I will write mostly over here is that I will mostly describe the different types of interactions which occurs between two different species. So I will mostly now talk about the interspecific interactions. So I will talk about interspecific interactions. Now, so I am now talking about the interactions which is occurring between two different species, the members of the two different species. Now, there are different types of interspecific interactions. The first type, let us say this type of interactions which occur between the members of the two different species is, first one is competition. Competition. Now, what do you understand by this competition? We all know that we compete with each other. Suppose in a race we run, we compete for the first prize. Similarly, there are competitions between the members of two different species. Again, let us consider a forest, and there is, let us say, a small patch of green grass in the forest, let us say. Now there are many herbivore animals over there, and they compete with each other for that green patch of grass. So everyone will come together and they will compete with each other. Normally competition which can be interspecific as well as competition can be intraspecific also. So competition can be interspecific. Competition can be, so I'll write over here, competition, it can be interspecific or it can be intraspecific. So if the same members of the same species, they compete for something, we'll call it intraspecific competition. If there is the different species, members of two different species, they compete for something, we call it interspecific competition. Now, I will give you an example, one more example. So, first let me give an example of intraspecific competition where the members of the same species they compete. Now over here you can see a picture that you can see two wild dogs is fighting. So these two wild dogs is fighting over a piece of meat. So these wild dogs are of the same species and they are competing with each other for a food. So there can be competition between the members of the same species as well, and competition can also be between the members of different species. Now you can understand that why this competition is there, why there should be competition between this group of animals. Mostly competition is due to different factors. Why competition is there? Because the animals, they are sharing a common habitat. They are sharing something which is common to them. For example, they are sharing common food. The example I have given you, a piece of grassland is there and there are many herbivorous animals and they are sharing that common. So competition can be for food. Competition can be for shelter. Shelter means they want to reside in a following thing. So there can be competition for that. Competition can be for, so I'll write it over here, for reproduction. Why I have written over here in under this intraspecific? Because mostly competition for reproduction occurs between the members of the same species. Members of the different species cannot reproduce with each other, but member of the same species can reproduce with each other. Means the males and the females, they reproduce, and there is a competition for finding the mate. So competition can be for food, competition can be for shelter, competition can be for reproduction, and this competition can be between the members of the same species or it can be between the members of the two different species. So I think you have understand what is competition. Now I just want to add something with this. Scientifically, if we want to denote that while explaining competition, we denote competition by a specific way. We write at the side of the competition, or we say that in competition we give like this symbols, minus, oblique, minus. Now what is the meaning of this? In some books you will find this. While I'll give you notes, you will find this symbols, minus, oblique, minus. For competition it's minus, oblique, minus. Means what? It means that suppose this is species A and this is, we are now talking about interspecific interactions, means two different species. So I'll write species A and this is species B, and they compete let us say for the same food. Suppose these are two herbivores and these are plants, and species A is also trying to eat the plants, species B is also trying to eat the plants. Now there is competition between them. Now, what does this minus oblique minus signify? It means that if this species over here, species A, is more, if species A is more, species B won't survive, because species A will eat all the grass and ultimately after in a duration of time species B will die. So species B will not survive over here. Similarly, if species B is more, species A will not survive, because they are competing for the same food, and species B will eat up all the food and species A cannot eat that food, and gradually species A will die. So this minus oblique minus signifies that in presence of one species, the other species will not survive, or it will be harmful for that other species. So competition, you have to understand like this, competition means that neither of the species is getting benefited. Although we can say if together, neither of the species when present together is getting benefited. Only one species, if the species A is present in more number, species B will die, and vice versa. If species B is present in more number, species A will die. So together, it will ultimately, at a given instance of time, together, competition means that it can be any one of the species will die ultimately. So it can be harmful for both the species. So competition is denoted as minus and minus, as one species is dying and the presence of one species, if one species is more, the other species will die, and if the other species is more, this species will die, because they are competing for the same food, or they are competing for the same thing. So for example, there is only a single gold medal, and let us say you and your friend is running for that gold medal. Ultimately, only one of you will get the gold medal. Both of you cannot get the gold medal. Hypothetically, I am just saying that only one of you will get the gold medal. Whoever is fast will ultimately get that. So that is the same thing over here. So if your friend is fast than you, he or she will get the gold medal. If you are fast than your friend, you will get the gold medal. So competition is like that. Okay, I hope you have understood what is competition. Now the second type of interspecific interactions, and which is also very unique, is called predation. And we all know about predation. Whenever we learn about predation, this type of photographs come in front of us, that a tiger is killing a deer. Let us say over here, a bear is killing some fish. So what predation means what? One species is killing the other species for food. So what does that mean? That presence of one species which is the predator. So two species are there. Let us say a tiger and a deer. Let us say this. There is a tiger, there is a deer. Let us say tiger is what? Tiger is the predator. Tiger is the predator. What is deer? Deer is the prey. So what happens is that whenever this tiger and deer is present, the predator will always kill the prey. The predator will always kill the prey. Now, between this, if this type of interaction occurs, one organism will always be beneficial. The other organism will always be non-beneficial. So predation can also be written as like this, plus oblique minus. Why plus oblique minus? Because in predation always one species is beneficial, the predator is always beneficial, because predator always kills the prey. So predation you can say that predation is the type of interaction where one species kills the other species or part of the other species for its food. And what happens is there, tiger is killing the deer, tiger is always beneficial. Whenever if you put a tiger and a deer, the tiger will always kill the deer for food. So tiger will always be beneficial. So predator will always be beneficial for and the deer will always be non-beneficial. So we refer it like this, plus oblique minus. That means one species will always be beneficial while the other species will always be non-beneficial. So this type of interactions between two different species is called predation, where one species kills the other species for food and one species is always beneficial. Now look at this picture. Now whether this type of interaction, a goat having grass, is predation or not. Think, just pause the video over here and think whether the goat eating a grass is predation or not. So this type of interaction between a goat or between some herbivorous animals and the plants, this is also a type of predation, but it is a different type of predation, and we call this herbivory. Herbivory can be a type of predation where an herbivorous animals, it feeds on the plants. Okay, so I think now you have understood these two types of interspecific interactions. One is competition, the other is predation. Competition means the different organisms, they share the common habitat and they compete for either food, they compete for shelter, or they compete for reproduction, they compete for mate. So it can be, competition can be interspecific, competition can be intraspecific. Now the second type of interaction is predation, where one species kills the other species. See, predation is, you can say it's interspecific. You will very rarely see predation cannot be intraspecific. Predation will be interspecific, where the two different species interact, where one of the species is always beneficial because it kills the other species for food. So the examples I have given you are about tiger and the deer, and there is a different types of predation where a herbivore eats a plant. See, plant is a different species, grass is different species, completely different species from a goat, and goat always eat the grass. Grass cannot prevent itself, so the goat will always get benefited. So it's a predator of the grass, and this type of interaction we call it herbivory. Herbivory is a type of predation. Now we will see a third type and of the interaction, interspecific interactions, and which is called symbiosis.